back down in Mobile, Alabama. I got a special guest here. It's Draft Nasties himself, former safety in the NFL, Corey Chavous. Corey, I'm grabbing you here because you're an elite football mind. You grind the tape all season long. Talk to me about day two, maybe a couple guys that stood out for you, winners and losers on both sides of the ball.
Offensive line-wise, one guy that stood out for me all week is really a guy that's maybe, I don't know, a little bit under the radar. Tyler Woloski, the center. Yeah, he's somebody that I feel like has been solid most of the week. He's really been pretty good with his hand placement, and I think that's something that's going to help him. And then another guy that has been pretty solid for me this week, didn't have maybe as good a day as he had day one, was Demonte Hazy out of San Diego State. He did still get his hands on. Had a couple of, got a little grabby at times, had a couple of penalties today, but for a 2-day period, he's been pretty solid, and he breaks on the ball so well. Some of the scouts I've talked to have thought about maybe him even sliding inside the nickel.
Sure.
Another guy, Josh Reynolds from Texas A&M, wide receiver. He's been smooth, rangy, long arms. I thought yesterday was maybe a little stronger than today, but nothing, eye-popping in terms of going the other way today. So those are just some of the guys off the top that they kind of caught my eye.
No doubt. Back at home, Minnesota Vikings, they're in need of some offensive line up and down, but tackle specifically, in kind of a growing epidemic in the NFL, that they're lacking the talent outside of some bookend offensive tackles. Connor McDermott, Deion Dawkins, Davenport from Bucknell. Any of those guys standing out at all, or any tackle from either side of the ball that maybe they should keep an eye on?
I think Deion Dawkins has some positional versatility. He, for me, has always been a left tackle at Temple. I've probably announced about 8 or 9 of his games in school. One thing that he's done a better job, he did a better job of today, was just being a little bit better against inside movement. I thought yesterday he didn't always protect the bottom of the pocket, even inside. I had the Pierce kid out of Troy, but he's had he struggled a little bit yesterday. I thought he was a little bit better today when I was watching him. Again, you're talking about a guy that may be a little bit more of a down-the-road type prospect in terms of the draft day selection process, maybe even a day 3 guy.
You're the guy to ask if you watch these Temple games, because I watched Hassan Riddick out here earlier in the day, and not only was he great off the edge, down low in the box, but in coverage as well. Seemed really natural. Is that how he's been really his whole career?
Absolutely. Well, he came on as a walk-on cornerback, and then he just kind of morphed, kind of like Lance Johnstone did some years back, with second-round pick. And Johnstone had a lot of sacks for Vikings fans. But you talked to Johnstone. When I talked to him and I asked him, he actually came to one of the games I was announcing from the field with him this year. You saw today kind of how Phil Snow used him. When he was in the one-on-ones outside, he was able to show that why he was such a good pass rusher. He can bend. I think the thing, he even had one play where he nearly picked off a pass on the sidelines. It just went over his outstretched hands. But he can cover, he can close. And the number one thing you got to remember with him, he's an excellent special teams player as well.
No doubt. 2 days down, one more day to go.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your time, Corey Chavous, draftnasty.com.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate the time.